Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly forecast for October 2025. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to dive right into the deep end because this is going to be an emotional month. This is going to be a very transformative month for you as well. There's a lot happening that you're gonna experience some change. We're gonna talk about it, okay? And when I say jump into the deep end, I mean, we're talking about all this Scorpio energy, but for you, it's a little different. That's why I saved you for last. Thank you for staying up late with me. I'm trying to get these forecasts up by tomorrow, September 26th. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's basically today. It's late. All right. So thank you for being here with me. And October is going to be a big month of transformation. We're talking Phoenix rising from the ashes of eclipse season. Yeah. And if you're new to my channel, by the way, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your Celtic cross spread. Then I break it down week by week. I pull more cards. There's a lot to talk about in October. Big month. And not everything's on the whiteboard. We'll talk about a lot of other... that's how loaded October is, by the way. We'll talk a lot more about it in your weekly forecast. And remember the blue asterisk, best aspects of the month. And it is a big month. First, congratulations. You made it through a bonkers summer, a bonkers eclipse season. And here we are, a month that is chock full of amazing aspects, rare aspects, many that we've never experienced in our lifetime, as well as multiple grand trines overlapping. When's the last time you saw that? We're going to talk about that. Okay. And then you see Venus moving into her domicile. That's insane. That's going to be one of the highlights for you. That's going to be really big. And then you see Jupiter, your ruler, the planet of luck and good fortune and expansion and wisdom and profit and abundance, finally coming out to play. And he's coming out to play hard. All right. You're excited about this because Jupiter's been very quiet. He had one aspect last month, one aspect in August, planetary wise. Yeah. Just wait until I flip this over. Okay. And if you saw your annual 2025 forecast I did for you somewhere in the playlists. Okay. One of the best new moons of the year. All right. So October, it's amazing. There's a lot of goodies here. It's like a gift bag that you get from Home Depot. Nails and stuff. Anyway, better than that. So the reason why I said we're plunging into the real deep territory here is because there's a lot of water energy. We're moving into Scorpio season. You already have Mars in Scorpio. You see what's happening here. Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn back in Pisces, Neptune moving back into Pisces, North Node in Pisces. A lot of water energy. What is that? That's emotions. That's intuition. It's compassion. But it's water with a splash of gin or whatever you want, Diet Pepper, whatever you want. Is it Dr. Pepper? It's late. So the reason I say that is because Mars is in Scorpio. But again, it's a little different for you. And we're going to talk about that. The other thing, though, that you will feel is Pluto going direct. Yeah. There's a lot of cardinal activity. Oh, we'll talk about that too. And the other thing is you're going to go really far this month because you are going to be taking inspired action. It's one of those months where there's just golden pathways. Okay. You're going to feel indomitable for 3 reasons. 1, many that I just explained. 2, your transformation that you're about to have. Okay. That's going to be big because what's happening is Scorpio rules death and rebirth. And I explained this. You can't have the rebirth part unless you have the death part. So there's parts of you that's going to be, yeah. And it's because you're going to be excited about these transformations. And number 3, the prison portal. Yeah, the rare grand trine that you've been experiencing for the past few months that put you on the path that you're on now. And it's not over. Remember, that's happening for several years. It's creating a brand new era for you. And this is the month where you're going to see a lot of transformation and you're going to come out on the other side. Okay. Into your birthday season, by the way, which you ready for that? Wait until we get to November. So Here's the thing. That is Saturn conjunct Neptune, trine Uranus and Gemini, trine Pluto and Aquarius. Uranus is trining Pluto. There's your pyramid. There's your rare configuration that nobody, dead or alive, has ever experienced. It hasn't happened in modern human history. Okay. And I'll leave that video at the end of this video. Okay. What you can expect for the next 2 years for you, Sagittarius, with this prism portal. But what that prism portal did the past few months, it made you the spiritual warrior that you are now. All right. So sure, there may be some oppositions, maybe some squares that are going to have an impact on you this month, but you're already a red belt, black belt. You're teaching the karate class. You're good. You're going to be fine. A lot of strong energy this month. Let's kick it off. October 1st. Mercury in Libra is going to square Jupiter and Cancer. Boring. No, I'm joking. It's actually small fry. This is small fry, but I do have to bring this up because Jupiter is your ruling planet and because Mercury is in Libra. And there's going to be a lot of Libra activity. Yeah, I got that construction lamp right on me. It's late. I'm having a lot of fun with these Sagittarius. We haven't had this much fun in, I don't know, it's been a while, right? So last week, Mercury is really weak in Libra. Jupiter's exalted, okay, in Cancer. So he's in a stronger position. And I want you to remember that. Jupiter is going to be in a couple squares this month, but always remember Jupiter will always squeeze something good out of any aspect. So sure, you may not see eye to eye with someone here, maybe a partnership, and maybe something, it may actually be a friend too, with Mercury and Libra in your 11th house of your friendships, benefactors, allies, your support system, your social network, all of that, social media even. So there could be even like a troll, like trolling you, things like that. But here's the thing, it's Jupiter. So through that squeeze, you could get good news or a conversation could tip in your favor. The only thing here is just, it's with this aspect, it can make people a little bit like wishy-washy, indecisive. So just bear that in mind. There's going to be some emphasis here on home and family for you too. As you know, you've been going through a lot of home and family stuff. So the reason why I'm really bringing this up, I'm really excited to tell you this. It's not even on the whiteboard. Okay. Juno, Jupiter's wife, who rules equality and fairness and justice and balance in commitments, relationships, marriage, love, contracts, and agreements. Libra's asteroid, that's why they have those same characteristics. She's moving back into your sign. You're Jupiter's your ruler. So Jupiter rules your sign. So Jupiter's wife is moving back home. You're gonna feel a shift. It's gonna feel really good. You're gonna have Juno on your side. This is gonna be really amazing. You had Juno with you for a couple months earlier this year, but we'll talk more about it. Yeah, we do talk about the planetoids, asteroids, fixed stars, all of that. In the second spreads, the weekly forecast, but I really, really want you to know this is going to feel really good. There's a lot more freedom here. There's a lot more expansion, and it's a lot more adventurous. There really, honestly, could be some legal matters as well around this time, by the way. But Juno's on your side, and Juno will immediately trine Neptune and Aries at 0 degrees on this day. Neptune, Aries, that rules your 5th house. Joy, pleasure, true love, romance, family, children, creativity, procreation. This is going to be a thing. And I want you to pay attention to this day because there's something brewing here, something romantic, something dreamy, something special. And we're going to come back to this day when we flip this over. Just wait. When I say Jupiter's come out to play, just wait until I flip this over. There's more on the back. Now, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon or for your husband, George, whoever, right? Whoever needs to hear this. Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra. All the cardinal signs will feel the square the most. If you have any planets in any of those signs between 20 to 24 degrees, remember, it does not matter which sign. We look at the angular aspects, okay? You're going to feel it the most if you know your chart, if you know your birth chart, your natal chart. Now, Saturday, October 4th, I think that you're really going to feel this, and I think that this is Going to be very telling for the rest of the month for you. You're going to have Venus conjunct the South Node, all right, in Virgo. I'm bringing this up because we just had an eclipse in Virgo on the South Node. We've also had the Sun. We had Mars. We had Mercury. They all conjuncted the South Node in the past few months. You've been letting things go. There's been stuff you've been, okay? Because remember, as part of your transformation, as part of the prison portal, this, and Virgo rules your 10th house of career, okay? Fame, public recognition, honors, achievements. If you're not here for career, it's just whatever you're exerting your energy into that you want to be known for. And this is the last of it, okay? All the inner planets, the last of the inner planets that's going to be conjuncting the South Node in Virgo, okay? For some time. All right? Not the moon. Remember, the moon's going to conjunct the South Node every month. But this is karmic. This is fated. Something fated is about to happen now. And again, Virgo not only rules your 10th house of career and fame and your reputation, but it's Virgo energy. Virgo rules work. So there truly may be something here changing with work, career, maybe a relationship. It's Venus. Yeah, maybe a relationship at work, colleague, employee. That's the other thing. If you're a Sagittarius watching for your sun sign, I've said this before. Sometimes the things that happen here aren't about you, right? It could be, your boss announces they're leaving or something. Okay, so that would be more rising, right? So create a project. You could be ending a creative project or even a habit with that South Node in Virgo energy, or maybe even money matters. It's, being hard on yourself. Either way, there is a lesson learned in any or all of the above. All right, slapping my mic around. Mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, you and Pisces will feel this the most, okay? If you have any planets 17 and 19 degrees in any of those signs, especially Virgo, there's something you're really, really going to be, okay? Lessons learned. Now, October 6th, Mercury moves into Scorpio. This is where things get a little, what's going on, right? Because what's happening for you, Sagittarius, is that, first of all, Mercury in Scorpio, it's got to be happening all month, pretty much. Mercury will move into your sign, by the way, the last day of October, second to last day. Therefore, you have Mercury in Scorpio pretty much all month. And it's good. It's passionate. There's an intensity. It is Scorpio energy. It's very loyal. I got your back. That type of energy. But there is a depth with Mercury in Scorpio. Mercury is communication. It's logic. It's ideas. It's conversations that you're having. Mercury is the mind. And Scorpio can be very psychological. Therefore, there could be some shadow work that you're doing. Okay? Especially when Pluto goes direct. Pluto is Scorpio's ruler. In addition to Mars, Scorpio has 2 rulers. All right? Here's the thing about you. Scorpio rules your 12th house. And so this is really interesting because the 12th house is nebulous. There's nothing, it's like infinity, okay? It's everything beyond the physical plane. So the 12th house would be the subconscious. It's rest and retreat. It's, higher mind. It's intuition. It's spirituality. Healing too. So think about the subconscious part, all right? Think about Carl Jung or something. Remember, I said Scorpio energy is very psychological. We're thinking of the subconscious because it is your 12th house. And it's very interesting because Mercury is not. Mercury is more about thinking and logic. So nothing, remember, what's upstairs, 90% subconscious. So you may be going really deep. You may be doing a lot of healing with Mercury and Scorpio. But when I say deep, yes, really, 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 really deep. Because Mercury in Scorpio is probing. It's truth serum. It's detective energy. I gotta know. Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? You're gonna stay in a line. Hey, each of you, I'm gonna go one by one. That's Mercury in Scorpio. There's an intensity to it. Okay? It is in your 12th house. So a lot of this is going to be, let me just move these cards. A lot of it's going to be subconscious for you. Going really deep, really, really deep, and unrooting things that you recognize are holding you back. The other thing is Virgo, Venus is still in Virgo. Okay. So I want you to keep that in mind. That is super over analytical. It's very like, I got to know the details. It's that perfectionist energy, right? Daniel Craig and Knives Out. So that's fine. That's a package deal. And sure, if you're working on a cold case, great. But you're not. Unless you are. But here's the thing. Mars is in Scorpio too all month. That adds rocket fuel here to your 12th house. So you could really, really feel the penetration of this. Especially this detective energy, this Mulder, Scully, Velma energy with partnerships, relationships, investments, wealth building, making money, and your transformation. Okay. That's what you're going to feel. Partnerships is a big thing. We're in Libra season. Libra rules partnerships. Okay. Microscope on relationships and partnerships for you. And don't be hard on yourself. Remember, Scorpio goes deep. All right. So you can use this for sure. We'll talk about your weekly forecast. Now, next week, we'll talk more about next week. Right around midnight, you have the full moon in Aries, 14 degrees. I can't remember the last time we had a nighttime full moon. So it's a super moon. It's a big one. All right. And it is going to be a culmination. I want you to think of what happened for you at the end of March this year. So when I say what happened at the end of March, you were probably on your rooftop wearing the eclipse glasses. Yeah. We have the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. Part of a 4 or 5 planet once in a lifetime alignment. You remember that end of March? Seems so long ago. It wasn't. It was only 6 months. Here's the thing. That was big. It was an eclipse. All those planets were passing the 0 degree point. This is your 5th house. Aries was your 5th house. So think about true love, romance, soulmate energy. Think about family and children. You've had a lot of family stuff, home stuff, okay? Family, children. Think about creative projects, even entrepreneurship. There was something new that happened around that time. Remember, it was a 6-month story playing out for you. Now there's a turning point here. We'll talk about it next week, okay? Because it's going to be a big one. There's almost like a weight being lifted off your shoulders with this full moon. I like this full moon. I like it, okay? It's very entrepreneurial, very initiator. That's Aries energy. So keep that in mind. And there's going to be some endings for you this month. All right? That's coming right after that South Node conjunction. Anyway, for your new you, who's going to feel this the most? It's going to be the cardinal signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Anyone with planets 12 to 16 degrees in any of those signs, you're going to feel it actually the most. Now, Tuesday the 7th. I mean, here's the thing. This is where it gets a little bonkers. You got Mercury in Scorpio, square Pluto in Aquarius. We'll talk more about this next week. It's not, I don't know how, here's the thing. Pluto, as I said, is Scorpio's modern ruler, right? So it adds intensity here. Remember, Scorpio is intense. Scorpio is a scorpion, has the pinchers, yeah? The stinger. It's a square. It's fixed energy. No one's budging. They're having a staring contest. They're not seeing eye to eye. And Pluto in Aquarius rules your 3rd house. That's Mercury's home. So what makes this so bananas is that Mercury is here in Scorpio. Pluto is here in Aquarius, okay? And so Pluto is looking at Mercury saying, hey, you're in my house, bro. Get out. And then you've got the fact that Pluto and Aquarius in your 3rd house. Well, Mercury's over here in Scorpio. Mercury's looking over at Pluto and even Aquarius. And he's like, both of you are in my house. The 3rd house belongs to Mercury. So it just gets so interesting with you here. And I'm just looking and I'm just like, okay, just be mindful of the things that you may be saying subconsciously aloud. It's the best way to say this. Like, for you, And remember, Scorpio energy is truths, right? Digging deep, truths coming to the surface, revelations, you revealing things, you announcing things, even you hearing things, hearing truth. That's what's going to happen this day. Okay? Just be very mindful of the things that you say and always be responsive and not reactive. Remember, everything's energy, and that includes the thoughts in your head, the words that come out of your mouth. And remember, this is for the collective. Everyone's going to be a little bit, ready to. So, Pluto, being ruler of the underworld, is seeking truth. And again, primarily in relationships and intimacy and investments. But the fact that Pluto rules your third house of communication, right? Pluto's power. You may say some things, okay? Or think things too. Third house is also siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors. Like, you have so much family stuff happening. All right. It's also, it is communication. Third house is communication, maybe a writing project. But the reason why I'm really harping on this is because A, it's truth seeker energy, like internet sleuth too. Remember that detective energy. But B, Mars is still in Scorpio all month. And remember, Mars in Scorpio can be grudgy, can hold on to grudges, like can't let things go. Okay. So and that's for everybody. But it is your third house where Pluto is communicating. So I don't think they're going to redo the season finale of Game of Thrones. We got to be okay with that. We have to be comfortable with that. We got to just let that slide. Okay? Anyway, Sagittarius, the good news is Wednesday, October 8th, you got Venus sextile Jupiter. I don't even know where to begin with you with this. This is when you start feeling the buzz of your ruling planet. So this happens twice a year. We already had it before. Love, money, that's Venus, right? Creativity. And then you got Jupiter, luck, abundance, wisdom, profit, expansion. You got the two benefic planets and a harmonious aspect. This is a window of opportunity. Jupiter exalted in Cancer. This is enormously, enormously special for you. Why? Because you just had Venus conjunct the South Node in your 10th house, right? Now you have Venus and Virgo sextiling Jupiter. So what was fated back then was meant to go. What's happening here, you're bringing in. It's an opportunity, okay? This is an enormous boost of optimism. It's Jupiter in Cancer. That's your 8th house. That's Scorpio's home. And again, I'm just so excited to tell you what's happening at the end of the month. What does this mean for you? Well, remember, Virgo rules your 10th house of career and fame and recognition. Yeah, Venus is here in Virgo, sextiling Jupiter in Cancer, and your 8th house of transformation and wealth building and partnership building, investments, and that's relationship or money. So there's something really big happening for you. And it's almost like, do you remember what happened for you August 12th when we had the Venus-Jupiter conjunction? Remember, that was rare. It was a triple conjunction with a fixed star Sirius. Think about that time. Remember, that's a 1-year process. And this is part of the storyline. So it's around this time that you might get a little peek of what was planted around that time. Okay? And it is happening on Wednesday, so it's strong. You're going to feel it days before, days after. It's a great week. Okay? Really, really, really nice. Now, the other thing that's happening is that, a lot of y'all are getting new jobs. So the other thing that's happening is Saturday, promotions, etc., starting your own business. The other thing that's happening, Saturday the 11th, Venus will be opposite Saturn. So as you know, Saturn moved back into Pisces, where the North Node is, where you've been having big life lessons, okay? This has a hard edge to it. Venus opposite Saturn. It's one of two of the most challenging aspects of October. Venus in Virgo isn't just over analytical. It can be very hard on itself. It's, worrier energy, okay? Not like Uhtred, son of Uhtred, Braveheart. No, I'm talking about like worrier, worry. Yeah. And then Saturn in an opposition is very going full hard knocks. Delays, restrictions, reality checks, life lessons. Remember, this is an opposition and he tests you. He's going to test you. And this is going to have to do with home, family, your domestic sector, as well as career. All right? Venus being in Virgo. So there could be some, it's almost like a tug of war here between work and home. Work and home. Responsibilities, like in both. Yeah? You're going to feel a bit of pull. And there may be something here with like partnerships involved as well, because the moon will be in Gemini, squaring Saturn too. And Gemini rules your 7th house of partnerships, relationships. The moon in Gemini is very stimulating, so I would use that. And the fact that this is so much mutable energy, Venus in Virgo, Saturn in Pisces, moon in Gemini. You're a mutable sign, Sagittarius. You complete this picture. So use this. That's being flexible. You're flexible, adapting. You're going to be fine. Okay? We'll talk about it more in your weekly forecast. But yeah, it'll be the mutable signs that feel it the most. If you have planets 25 to 29 degrees in any of those signs, you're going to feel it the most. Like I do. I'll tell you how it goes. Monday the 13th. Loaded day, but this is it. We're here. This is when I'm calling it a gateway, okay? This is the gateway to a gazillion grand trines. There's so many, and they're a lot overlapping. And remember, trines are very auspicious. They're supportive. They're harmonious. They're the nature of Jupiter, right? They work in your favor. So just think of a trine times 3. It is that special. And this is when you're really going to see your life start to transform in a really big way. Okay? So please take action, put yourself out there, network, socialize, all of those things. You really do not want to weekend at Bernie's this month. All right? Now, on this day, the 13th, you got Venus moving into Libra. So Venus is moving into her domicile. Venus rules Libra. She's at home here. So there you go. Venus, love, money, creativity, beauty, harmony, what your heart desires, emphasizing the finer things in life. Very social, Venus and Libra. Very, very social. And you will be too, because Venus in Libra is your 11th house. And your 11th house is not only your social network, your support system, benefactors, allies, groups you belong to, your community, your friendships, your squad, social media. It's also your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and dreams. This is going to be very special. Why? Because Mars is in his domicile too. Mars and Scorpio. So you have the power couple, Venus and Mars, moving mountains for you for the rest of the month. This will be big. This will be big. It's in your 11th. Venus is in your 11th house. Yeah. Mars is in your 12th, bringing that spiritual energy, that even like healing energy, anything that you need to heal. Very special. Your dreams. 12th house is your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. Okay? They're telling you messages. When you got Mars in Scorpio, Mercury in Scorpio, oh yeah. Just wait until we get to Scorpio season. Now, same day, Pluto officially goes direct. You're going to love this. Pluto's been sleeping since May. He's been retrograde. And now he's like a bear coming out of hibernation. Polar bear. If they hibernate, I don't even know. But it's liberating. And it's power. Pluto's empowerment. It's in your 3rd house. You're going to feel that power and communication. It's not just, conversations or your mind, your ideas, everything that falls under that realm. It's marketing, it's PR, it's branding yourself, it's advertising, it's writing projects. 3rd house is also social media. It's the internet. It's online things. It's launching businesses, LLCs, things like that. Okay. Travel, big thing here. Yep. Travel, short distance travel, and a lot of family energy, like I said. Okay. Did I say selling things? Yeah. Here's the thing. This is going to be big because Pluto, remember, is out of bounds, meaning he's a little wild. He's not being supervised. He can be a little extreme. So that's why I'm just saying, when you got Pluto Scorpio's ruler out of bounds. Mars, Mercury, and Scorpio. Pluto natively ruling Scorpio. Just, you can say things that maybe overbearing. Okay. It's just potential. Remember that just Pluto's extreme right now, but he is powerful. So use him to your advantage. Okay. Now, the other thing is that you are going to, yeah, that's not going to be a thing for you. Let's talk about Tuesday the 14th. You got Venus in Libra, trining Uranus and Gemini. That's amazing. What? So Venus and Libra, remember, your 11th house, your future hopes and dreams and long-term goals and commitments. And Uranus and Gemini rules your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. I just said Venus is in Libra, right? Libra rules the 7th house. That's Libra's domain. So you see that overlap here that's happening for you. So there's a double dose of amazing things that could happen here. 7th house is also contracts too. And this is rare. This is a once a year aspect, Venus trine Uranus. Now, you also have Venus trine Pluto in Aquarius. That happens twice a year. When you get Venus and Pluto together, by the way, that is deep. That's passion. That's in the trenches. Like, where's the exit? Like, who cares, right? It's like you're deep in passion. So you're going to love that because that is your 3rd house as well. Remember, Pluto and Aquarius in your 3rd. So I just love what's happening here for you because don't forget the prism portal. Uranus is already trine Pluto. So here's your first grand trine. It's a grand air trine with Venus that nobody on this planet has experienced because it's been 84 years since Uranus has been in Gemini, 250 years before, since Pluto's been in Aquarius. So this is brand new energy that you're working with that's requiring you to change. Uranus is a planet of change. Remember, that's non-negotiable with this prism portal, but change to be the new you, right? So it's a big deal what's happening right now. And there's a lot more to it that we'll talk about your weekly forecast, but that's a lot. Uranus is breakthroughs. Uranus is surprises and the unexpected. If you're single, it's in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Pluto's in your 3rd house of conversations. I mean, this is your sliding doors moment, chance encounters, breakthroughs. Uranus and Pluto are breakthroughs. Remember, Uranus is actually the ruler for Aquarius. So big breakthroughs in love, marriage, contracts, agreements, and your future hopes and wishes and long-term goals and dreams. And remember, your social network, your support system. So you could actually meet the love of your life through friends, or a friend could become more than a friend. There's a lot of things that can happen here. You could, remember, your 8th house is activated, and we're going to talk about that. You could meet like an investor, the one that you're seeking for your pencil company that you want to launch. Yeah. Sitting on the subway. You just never know with Uranus, right? So absolutely amazing. There's this feel-good intensity here that I really love. And then, yes, there you go. You have Jupiter trine Saturn. What? This has not happened since 2014. When's the last time you saw Jupiter trine Saturn? They perfect November 1st. This is when this is 2 degrees apart. So they start building their energies together, merging their energies right now. They perfect on November 1st and then spill over into November. So this is really nice. This is great. It's lasting through your birthday season. And Saturn's working for you. It's a trine with Jupiter. And it's kind of random, to be honest. We'll take it because it's part of the Jupiter-Saturn cycle. The Jupiter's a ruling planet, so you've got to pay attention to this. You're going to feel this. Jupiter and Saturn, they had a conjunction December 2020. It's a 20-year cycle. The big one, right? Jupiter trine Saturn is happening next year, okay? In 2026. That's like a year long. This is a little mini one, okay? And so we're lucky to have this. We're really lucky to have this. And it just comes out of nowhere. It's like that random guy on the street that helps you parallel park. Anyway, just know that you're really going to feel this. And remember, Saturn is in your 4th house of home and family. And you've been having some moments there, but now you have him connecting with Jupiter. And so this is stability and structure and success and long-term goals, recognition. It's commitments, wealth, everything that we've discussed. With Jupiter and Cancer in your 8th house of transformation, but also building relationships, building things, building your income. 8th house is inheritance and investments and bonuses and royalties and joint bank accounts, loans, taxes, all of that. Saturn and Pisces in your 4th, your domestic sector. So there's something really big that's happening in terms of standard Saturn bringing that long-term structure for you with Jupiter, the planet of luck and good fortune, and your ruling planet. So I really love this, and you're really going to feel it throughout the month. Yeah, sorry. I forgot to. Okay, there we go. Now you got to see the other side. Okay. It gets 2 exclamation marks. So we'll talk more about it in your weekly forecast. There's a lot to it. You are going to have, that's not even it. You're fine with that. I will, that's also not even going to have a big impact on you. So I'm skipping a couple things here because I really want to get to October 19th, okay? Mercury is going to conjunct Mars and Scorpio. So this, buckle up. Again, very interesting for you, Scorpio ruling your 12th house. All right? This is very high frequency. It's passion. It's Mercury conjunct Mars. This is literally that phrase, you can do anything that you put your mind to. That's Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio, which is intense and it's deep and it can be very emotional, but emotionally moving. And again, passion, just think passion. So not only will you have from this point forward to the end of the month, because they're traveling together all month, this where you feel really amplified and amped up and you're feeling very passionate, you're going to have a lot of focus not only on, remember, 12th house, subconscious, spirituality, healing, but more like ripping off the Band-Aid, it's Mars and Scorpio, but also investments and intimacy. And that's that Scorpio energy. Remember, Scorpio rules transformation. Yeah? So you're about to transform your life. You're putting all your passions into ideas and your dreams and your visions and your legacy. And Mars and Scorpio, you're putting in the work. You're putting wheels in motion. So this is really, really great. It's in a very passionate sign. And the other thing is, there's going to be another air trine. We have a grand air trine this time with the moon in Libra, Uranus in Gemini, and Pluto in Aquarius. And this is great because it's very romantic and it's a little bit of like the truth will set you free. Yeah. There's something here again with partnerships, relationships, contracts, marriage. And this is like a little mini portal to the new moon that we're going to have in Libra. So the fact that you on Tuesday, October 21st, you, out of all the signs, Sagittarius, you have a new moon in Libra, 28 degrees, in your 11th house of your future hopes, which is long-term goals, commitments, social network, all of that. This is a Venus-ruled new moon, so you're going to be very social. If not, be social. Again, you never know what doors can open for you. This is a very romantic new moon. It's huge for new beginnings in love and marriage and contracts, pleasure, money, all of that. But again, there's something here long lasting for you. One of the reasons why this is for the history books is because at this point, you've got Mercury conjunct Mars. You have that gateway of that grand air trine. You have Jupiter trine Saturn. And that's not it. You have Jupiter trine Saturn forming a grand water trine with Mercury and Scorpio. So, what does that even mean? It means there's going to likely be some agreements, signing some contracts, marriage opportunities, doors opening for you that are stable, right? This is deeply emotional. It's emotionally moving. It's wealth building for you. And a lot of things that are going to be like, I would not be surprised if y'all like move or buy a home or buy real estate or meet up with a realtor and things like that. Like maybe even a landlord. There's something big here because what's happening this day, what makes this day even more special for you particularly is remember the very first day of October. Think about, okay, anything that happens around that time and within the first week, you could seal the deal for a new relationship or contract because remember, Juno is now back on your sign and Juno is going to sextile Venus in Libra. So Juno and her husband Jupiter are creating this optimistic future for you. It's really special. I'm very excited for you. And it is, again, your 11th house is also, you could be making like really good friends. You could join a club. You could start a club, start a Facebook community, whatever you want. It's a new moon. It's amazing because, there's so many other things happening we'll talk about, but I want to tell you that Wednesday, the 22nd, Neptune moves back into Pisces. I think you're going to love this. We'll talk about your weekly forecast. It's creativity, imagination, all of that, your dreams. Remember, Neptune as the ruler for Pisces. Neptune and Pisces rule the 12th house where Mars and Mercury are, okay? So you have an interesting overlap. Remember, it's like you seeing things through a spiritual, intuitive lens. And then the next day, Thursday the 23rd, the sun moves into Scorpio. So now you have a stellium of planets, Mars, Mercury, and the sun in Scorpio. So that amplifies that energy in your 12th house. But still, relationships, investments, intimacy, wealth building, all of that. You got Jupiter in Cancer making things grow in those areas of your life. And so this is when you're really going to feel that intensity of transformation. And you're just going to feel emotionally moved. So Sunday, or wait, no. The 24th, we do have the Sun square Pluto. Again, yeah, it's power struggles, okay? The Sun square Pluto. Just keep this in mind because this would be one of the two aspects, right? With Venus opposite Saturn, you got this. These are the most challenging. There may honestly be there may be something here where it's like there's family energy, but there's also burnout energy. So be very mindful. We're going to talk about it when we get to it. I want to get to these, okay? Monday the 27th. Let me do a time check. Oh my gosh, okay. Monday the 27th, you've got Mars trine Jupiter, and this is amazing. Sagittarius, remember Jupiter's a ruler, and you have Mars in its domicile, and this is a once-a-year aspect, and this you're going to feel pretty much the entire month, to be honest, but really like October 23rd, 24th, so over the weekend, right? You're going to feel it to the end of the month. This is one of the best days of 2025. You have Mars, a planet of action and drive and passion, right? In its domicile, meeting up with a planet of luck and good fortune and abundance and wisdom and profit, money, right? Exalted in Cancer. This is the Holy Grail. And again, huge focus on investments for you, wealth building, home and family, deepening relationships. And when I say that, it can be business, sure. Yeah. That's not it. We have another rare golden triangle. You got Mars in Scorpio, trine Jupiter in Cancer, Trine Saturn and Pisces. Jupiter trine Saturn. There's another grand water trine. And yeah, Mars trine Saturn, by the way, that's going to perfect on Wednesday the 29th. You're going to feel it days before, days after. You even have Mercury trine Neptune at this time too. Like what? This is a dreamy time for you. This is for you, Sagittarius. This is cherry on top. You've got the two malefic planets, Mars and Saturn, as your personal assistants at this point. You couldn't ask for a better... The way we're ending October, enormously special, okay? This is everything. This is long-term structure, stability. This is wisdom. This is your ambitions and goals and commitments with optimism and luck and expansion, like long-term energy. Okay? Big time. It's a really big time for you. And the moon's going to be in Capricorn this week. That's her second house of money. So there really is so much happening this last week. It's just too much there's just so much here. But that's why October's loaded. There's not like this is, and you see that took what? Yeah, there's a lot. Anyway, thank you, by the way, everyone who's joined greatawakener.com. That founding member sale still going on till the end of the month. And it is October when I'm launching my super secret AI project I've been working on. Oh yeah, of course. I use astrology too to time my future, to plan things like launches. But thank you so much. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm living proof of the transformations that you're about to go through. We're all going through it. It's a big time. It's a big time. I literally quit my full-time, my corporate job to launch Great Awakener. And it's been really exciting. Anyway, Sagittarius, let's get started. I'm literally slipping out in and out of consciousness as I do your forecast. I'm joking. It's this light that is just so bright. I don't know if you see I'm sweating. Oh gosh. What's that? Anyway, Sagittarius, 2025 of October. I'm joking. I'm now making silly things. Like I said, I think we're having a lot of fun, Sagittarius. Let's get started. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right. So, let me just... It is bright. Sagittarius, I do a traditional culture cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. And you know I love y'all. This is and yeah, thank you again for staying up late with me. You're the last one. You're the last one. It's just so interesting to see all this. You know what I want you to do? I want you to think about October 27th to the 31st of 2023. What happened around that time? That's the last time you had Mars in Scorpio, Mercury in Scorpio, obviously Scorpio season, Sun in Scorpio, Venus in Virgo. There, you could pick up some clues, okay? Anyway, let's get started. Okay. You're good. You're good. You're gonna make this very easy for me. You got strength. Yeah, I told you, you're a black belt. You became a spiritual warrior. Past few months. This is courage, bravery. This is self-belief. This is resisting things that you know you shouldn't be doing. Because now you know who you are. You already went through eclipse season, which, again, that all the mutable signs really felt that. Eclipse month. Love it. You know that there's infinite possibilities. And when you're at that high frequency, wow, look at what you attract. And the harder your spread, remember it's a monthly forecast. And like I said, wealth building, money, big thing for you, right? But also new beginnings, new opportunities. You got Venus and Libra in your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and dreams. And then I said a lot of y'all may be getting new jobs, new careers. There you go. The biggest pentacle in the deck. You see the golden pathway, by the way. That's yours. That's yours. Celebrate. This is going to be an amazing month for you. And everything will change. You have the 5 of Wands in your challenge area. I don't mind it. There's something you're coming out of. Something where it was just like, a lot of noise. There's a lot of egos at play here, by the way. So there could have been a lot of butting heads. But again, it's coming after, you're coming out of it. You're like, not worth my time. Okay? The other thing, there's still maybe some noise this month. So remember, I said you got that tug of war that's happening between home and career, home and career. There could be some home stuff. FYI. But you also have the Tower and your crown. So that's where, remember, I just told you, it's just so interesting for you to have, for any sign to have Mars. Well, not really Mars, but Mercury, okay? Mercury and Scorpio in your 12th. It's a little interesting because it's the subconscious, it's intuition, it's the mind, it's the physical mind, rational, logical thinking. It's all kind of blurred together. And so that could be a little much. Like I said, there's an intensity there. And so just keep that in mind. There may be something here that really takes a toll. And it's, like I said, Mercury and Scorpio, it can be a lot. When you have Mars there, it can be a lotter. When you have the sun there, it can be a lottist. Anyway, this card is attributed to Mars. That's why. Remember, the Tower moment, it doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. And when you see what's happening here, a card attributed to Mars and Scorpio. It's a first decan. Remember, Mars will Scorpio. So you have these two Mars cards. You see, it's a couple falling out of the Tower. So there may be a ending of, and again, it may even be, there just may be something here where you have a lot of energy with the like partnerships, relationships. They can be career, can be love, it can be your dog walker, your agent. That 5 of Cups, though, right? So that really is, it feels like you're going to take some action. It just feels like you're going to take some action to heal. Do some emotional healing, but that's what this month is all about anyway. Remember, we're going deep. It's very emotional. And so take that time. You're still holding on to something. And you can't. You can't. In fact, I remember your last week's reading. Yeah? You remember it? Okay? We gotta move on. We gotta move on. We gotta let bygones be bygones. And this card really is all about exploring your emotions. There is an intensity to emotions, especially with Mars and Scorpio in your 12th house, the subconscious. So you may do some healing, and you may want to do some healing. It is in the root of your spread. Let the truths come to the surface. Be honest with yourself about certain situations. It's the reality of like, okay, this has happened. I got to pick up the 2 cups that I have. I can't see them because I'm focused on the spilled cups. They're spilled. You can't drink that wine off the ground, right? So you got to pick up the cups, cross the bridge, go home, and do that healing. And that's the first step. And Actually, the first step is acceptance, right? Actually, the first step is self-love. But look at that. Yeah, the Eight of Cups in your future. So it does look like there's progress. You are leaving something behind for something better. It's like you have this big moment of clarity. And that's why I think the Tower moment actually works in your favor. Okay? I think that's actually really good for you. Let's get to your stuff. And by the way, Eight of Cups attributed to Saturn and Pisces. You have Saturn and Pisces in your fourth house, a home, family. So there may be something here with home, family, significant other, things like that. Okay? But he is moving to higher ground. And remember, it's a month of passion. He's wearing red. The red cape and boots. Passion. Power. Empowerment. I'm moving forward. Okay? I'm wading through the water. Water. Emotions. He's moving to higher ground. It's an eclipse. Emotions. Yep. Trust your intuition. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on, and tell me what truly. I want to know, Sag. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a month. It's gonna be a month. All right. It's still a great month for you. You got the Ace of Pentacles in the heart of your spread, but look, you got the moon, Mars, Mercury, the sun in your 12th house. You got the moon, the subconscious. You got that here too. So you're going to be going deep. Don't be afraid to, okay? It's all about doing that healing. What is the subconscious? It's where we store our memories. The past. You've got to let some things go, okay? It's holding you back. You're storing it up here. And it's preventing you from moving forward. You got Five of Swords, too. There's got to be some not seeing eye to eye. Okay? But I think that's what's really interesting here is that tug of war, you see it here, too. It's like you've gone through experiences. You went through eclipse season. You're empowered. You know you're unstoppable. You got this new path opening up for you, but you got all this noise around you, right? And so it's time to cut out that noise by facing them, by not pushing them to the side, facing them, explore your emotions, having the conversations you need to have, standing up for yourself, all of that. Okay? If you push things to the side, it's still there. Okay? You got a dog barking next door all night long, and you're like, but you love your neighbor. So you're like, I'm just going to go away for a week. What do you think is going to happen when you come back home? That dog is going to be barking. You got to face. There's going to be someone who's going to be provoking you. There's going to be someone who mind games. Okay. Remember, Mercury and Scorpio can be mind games, but you do have Temperance, your card, attributed to Sagittarius. So this is really great because that's inside you. That patience, that balance, all of that, right? Practicing that patience and knowing that whatever path that you've chosen, that you're on, this reality that you're creating for yourself, you're going to get there. So enjoy the moment. Be in the moment too. Okay? That's how you bring yourself into the moment, right? Very meditative. And honestly, think about, here's the thing. If you got all this noise, right? If you're stressing, if you're feeling all this, think about the path, your goal, this new path opening up for you, balance things out, right? And think about how good it will feel when you get to the finish line, right? Because you will get there. You just might have to do some healing. Yeah? You have a Three of Swords now. Three of Swords is attributed to, it's a Libra card. Okay? And again, something referencing partnerships, relationships here. There's got to be something that you're going to, this is a month of emotional healing. That is Scorpio energy anyway, right? I said it's going to be intense. It's going to be emotional. You're going to go really deep. It can be very emotionally moving, but you've got to explore your emotions. It's water energy. You got to swim in it. You got to explore it. Yeah. I'll clarify something for you here on Three of Swords. Yeah. And then here's the thing. You got the Six of Swords. The Three of Swords, yeah. Heartbreak card, whatever you want to call it. It's emotional. Okay? It's emotional impact. But it's still a sword suit. It's up here. Look at you got the Six of Swords. Look at my finger. Look at that. It's turbulent. Look at the direction they're going. Smooth, it's calm. It's going from chaos to calm. Up here, this is saying, okay, well, that happened, but I'm not going to get stuck in that energy like him. Yeah? He's moving forward. They're moving forward. You got to move forward. You got to move forward. Let me see that Eight of Cups, actually. The Hermit, yeah. Okay. Yeah. How funny. How funny. You see similarities here. You see the staff in both of their hands. Yeah. Okay. And then card 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. The Hermit card, whose face is in the moon. This is saying you've got to go within. You've got to go within. If you're thinking about your future, you got to go within. Do that introspection, the soul searching. What do you want for your future? Okay? At least you got a potential for this huge new beginning. But there's all this noise around you. So we got to cut out that noise, but you got to face them. Okay? Let's break it down week by week, Sagittarius. So first week of September, the biggest thing is going to be the Venus conjuncting the South Node and Mercury moving into Scorpio for you. Remember, Venus is sextile Jupiter. It is the luckiest month. This is a great month, but you're holding on to a lot of things here. I mean, but again, you're moving forward, which is really great. But this in the Ritter spread. So you can convince yourself, you can physically move forward. You can physically be on this path. But where is your heart still on something in the past? Yeah. That's what's going to cause that. So anyway, let's break it down. Let's break it down. Full moon in Aries too. Yeah. Right after the Venus South Node conjunction, and then Venus opposite Saturn. And those are affecting, mutable signs. Let's see what's going on for you, Sagittarius, for the first week. Of October. Two of Swords. You cross watcher. That card's come up in pretty much every other sign. Moon in Libra. Okay? Partnerships, relationships. All right, so just keep that in mind. Because she, look, blindfolded, look at her back, turn to the moon, turn to the sea. She's not in touch with her emotions. She's not in touch with her intuition. You literally have everything here saying, be in touch with your emotions. Do that emotional healing. Like you have all these swords. These swords up here. You got the tower up here. You got to work with your emotions. This is saying be in touch with your emotions, your intuition. Do that healing. It's going to be a month of healing. This Scorpio energy is going to be really strong, especially with your... Remember, it's in your 12th house, subconscious, but the lower expression of the 12th house, self-sabotage, facing your fears or not facing your fears. 12th house is also hidden enemies. 12th house is isolation, where you remove yourself from people. You're Sagittarius, you're fun. You're fun. And it's a social month for you. So the Two of Swords really is just saying, you see her crossing off her heart. Yeah. You got to open up your heart. But remember, it starts with that self-love. Okay? And a decision that I think that you have to make. Second week, you've got Venus moving into Libra. That's when things are going to, pick up for you. Big time, though. All right? Even the first week, you still have Venus sextile. You have a lot of great things happening. And then you have Pluto go direct. Remember, that can be really hard. All right? And then you have the first grand trine with... Venus, you have Jupiter trine Saturn. You've got so many great things. And then you have Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio. But anyway, let's see what's going on for you. And you can use that. Remember, spirituality, healing. You just can't be afraid to not go there, right? To go there. Let's see what's going on for you for the second week of October. There it is. 10 of Wands. That's the week when you're like, okay, you have got to just please pay attention to what's happening. Go with your intuition, okay? You've got someone, so she's wearing a blindfold, okay? She can't see. He's carrying so many wands. He can't see. This card is actually attributed to Saturn and Sagittarius. It's your card. And this is someone who's taking on a lot of like responsibilities. Remember what I talked about, that burnout energy. This is burnout energy. It's a 10, which is great. Coming to the end of something here. But you got to drop those wands. You got to drop a wand or two. You got someone who can't see, someone who can't see, two people falling. You got these kids fighting. You got someone looking back. You got a dog and a wolf here. You got this person that's, do you know what I mean? Like, let's see the third week. Third week, you got the new moon in Libra. It's amazing. And then you have Neptune moving back into Pisces. You remember you have Juno in your sign all month too. And then you've got, we move into Scorpio season. Sun square Pluto. Let's see what's going on for you for the third week. You've got another one of your cards. The Knight of Wands. You see what happens when you drop those wands? Drop those wands. And then you're free. You're on a mission. This is passion. Wands are passion. They're the spirit of fire. Okay? Go after the things that you deserve. The Knight of Wands is really transformative. Like, he wants to transform his life. And you were just on a quest. You're on a mission. Going after your passions. It's really great. Now, the last week. Oh, yeah. That's when we got Mars. Mars trine Jupiter. Mars trine Saturn. Jupiter trine Saturn. Mercury trine Neptune. Let's see what's happening. Sagittarius. Last week of October. Six of Pentacles. That's great. There's that support that you've been seeking. There's even you being someone that's offering support. That's gratitude. That's generosity. That's, a lot of harmonizing. Yeah. This may be a month where it really is like you might have to do that emotional healing. Okay. But everything, this is great. Leading right to the Hermit. The Hermit, all about wisdom, inner wisdom. Okay. And then this, setting yourself free. So everything is actually really great here. You just may have, well, here, let me see. Look at that. You got the Knight of Pentacles. And the Empress. I mean, that's really it. I want to see the Six of Swords. If you do that emotional healing, if you really work with going deep in your subconscious, you're setting yourself free. You've got to unroot things. You're holding on to things from the past. Okay? Look at that. You got the Knight of Pentacles. There's your Jupiter, Saturn trine. There's your Mars. There's everything here. Okay? This is amazing. This is stability for the long term. Okay? Finances, money, investments, even relationships. Pentacles are your physical reality. You got the Empress. You drop these swords. If you confront this person, say, you being bad, boy. Right? At least talk to whoever it is. I don't even know. But there's got to be some resolution here. Okay? You got another 5-word challenge cards. Look at what happens. Look at what happens. Okay? So it does feel like there's someone opening doors for you here. With the Empress, that's an Empress. She's a goddess. Aphrodite. Speaking of passion, It's epitome of passion there. Passion, living life through passion and pleasures. And that's Empress. You see the symbol of Venus in her sun-shaped heart? You're good. You have that, literally the wish come true card, the 9 of Cups. What? You're good. You're good. You got to work with this. You got to be okay with, like, this happened. Look at the swords, right? They're in the boat. They're still carrying it, right? But it's like, okay, that happened. Again, I can't get stuck in that energy. We got to move forward. Taking these lessons with us. But there's a lot of protection here. The swords are in front of the boat. The ferryman's with the family. Like, you're protected. Okay? And then you move forward up here, and even in conversation. Like, look at that. Wish come true. 9 of Cups. That's a card of total satisfaction. Like, you're fine. You're actually really good. You're good. It's just, remember, he's moving forward too. So this and this. Yeah, there's going to be something that's emotionally impactful. But work with your emotions. You'll be fine. Sagittarius. And yeah, I got to look at some other things. Sagittarius, thanks so much. Next week, we will go deeper in the aspects. And tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. We're going to look at love. We're going to look at career. We'll pull our lover cards. Anyone's welcome to join. Really good legendary members. Sagittarius, thanks so much. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.